Welcome to another edition of the Spyder's Web live from the Connecticut School Broadcasting Studios. I'm Spyder. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Spyder's Web on YouTube and Facebook. And the talk around Tampa Bay is Darrelle Revis going to get traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? This guy right here, is he going to be in the Tampa Bay Buccaneer uniform? Some people say yes, other people say no. I say you have to make this trade at this point. And the reason why is Revis is one of the best corners in the league when healthy. Now, the risky proposition here is that Revis is coming off an ACL injury. So you don't know what you're getting in a cornerback like Revis. But the thing is this, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year were 12 yards away from being one of the worst secondaries in the NFL, in NFL history. Just think about that for a minute. Now you're adding a corner that could be the best corner in the league to your secondary. That's going to improve it already. You put a shutdown corner on the other side of the field, and he's going to shut that other side of the field down. That's how good Revis is. Again, the question is he healthy? But I'm willing to take that risk. Another point would be Mark Dominic. Has anybody been paying attention to Mark Dominic? Because he hasn't really done anything with signing cornerbacks. He didn't sign Sean Smith from the Dolphins. He certainly didn't sign Brent Grimes from the Atlanta Falcons, and he didn't bring back E.J. Biggers. Thank God for that. Look, Mark Dominic has not done a good job in drafting corners in the past. E.J. Biggers is one of those guys. Myron Lewis has not worked out. If he did a better job at drafting, you probably wouldn't have to go out there and make this trade. And it doesn't seem likely that this plan to sign Eric Wright to a restructured deal along with two rookies is really going to improve your secondary that much. So I'm not sure about that plan. Mark Dominic being a general manager that's 24-40 with his tenure with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think is going to be on the hot seat. So that's why I say you also have to make this trade. And number three, let's not forget the fans here. This fan base is at an all-time low. You can't sell out a stadium that's as beautiful as Raymond James Stadium. Look, the Buccaneers are close to being a playoff team. If their secondary last year would have stopped the opposing team from scoring, they probably would have won 3 or 4 games. That would have made them a playoff team. Not only that, but if you add a guy like a Revis, then he could be your face of this franchise that you haven't had since Warren Sapp or John Lynch or even Derek Brooks. And how about this? You get a guy that can eventually take over for Rondé Barber. The Glazers made the comments a couple weeks ago how they feel like they've done a disservice to the franchise the last 10 years, that it's been their fault for the failure. Yes, and you want to fix that? Trade for a guy like Darrelle Revis. It only makes sense. It's going to energize your fan base, and that's what you want to do. Get these people excited about it. I'm excited about talking about Darrelle Revis being in a Buccaneer uniform. Can you imagine? And if I'm the Buccaneer general manager at this point, this is what I would do. I would trade a second-round pick this year. I would trade the 4th-round pick that you traded to the New England Patriots or got from the New England Patriots for Aqib Talib. Then I would convince the Jets to take my 1st round next year and tell them that the quarterback class this year isn't as good as next year's. Honestly, that's what the Jets really want. They want a quarterback next year. That's why they want this 1st-round pick. So you could convince them. That's what I would do. And that's why I think you have to trade for Darrelle Revis. It only makes sense. Because like last year, these corners in this secondary, you don't want to get burned this year with not making this trade. Well, that's been the Spyder's Web. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tell me what you think. Should the Tampa Bay Buccaneers trade for Darrelle Revis? I think you have to. Leave your comments on Facebook and YouTube. For the Spyder's Web, I'm Spyder. Thank you very much for tuning in. Same Spyder time, same Spyder channel.